Hello everyone, welcome back to a Born Again Original. This time we're going to talk about a Twitter thread I found about XXXTENTACION and Bruno Dickham's. There's always stuff about XXXTENTACION out there. Might be more of a review for some of us because I'm sure I've said some of the stuff in my videos before. But, we're just going to go over it and, yeah. XXXTENTACION holds a special place in my heart because at one point he was my favorite rapper. I just loved his music, whatever. And then I found out about all this stuff. So here we go into a little bit of a rabbit hole. So as you know, every time there's XXXTentacion stuff, I talk about it. So this is going to be by the Hidden America, probably too. We spoke to the Batman. We know who the Batman is. We know it's Bruno Dickham's. So we're going to go down. We see the Kabbalah. We see XXXTentacion changing, alchemy, his black hair going to transcending into the blue hair. Now the blue hair represents a enlightenment. It represents your chakra. That's what his hairstyle kind of represented at that time. It was going from a regular human being to being more like a god or more like enlightened. Okay. So we'll go down. We see these two people, XXXTentacion and Stokely. They're friends, right? In 2016, Ski Mask and X were managed by Tables. Dylan Turner. Tables was paid a one-time fee for Look at Me, not even close to understanding the importance of the song that would shortly have on X's meteoric rise, the national zeitgeist and collective consciousness. A genius like X, often labeled mad, once said, "He alone who owns the youth gains the future." X learned this at a young age, promising one day he was going to start a riot. This is the beginning of X's occult arc. The journey of the seeker, the quest of the fireborn initiate. So we see here, we see some Kabbalah, some occultic symbolism here. For Hermeticism, I believe it's going to be alchemy. Okay, so the top left one is alchemy. Sex magic is going to be light and dark sex magic. So the left-hand path is going to be will over love. Carnal desires rule over spirit, mind, and libido is the center. And now the right-hand path is love over will with love, spirit, mind, and consciousness above carnal material desires. So the right-hand path or the left-hand path. Left-hand path is usually going to be a little bit more powerful. Tables seen the budget and talent. I'm in not only Ski Mask but X. Tables kept it solid. As one night, a drunk Ski Mask and Tables got into an argument at Tables' apartment. Ski Mask stormed out. According to Tables, X and others broke into his apartment wielding a knife. Tables said, X shouted, "What if I stab you? What if I stab you?" while poking a knife towards his stomach, making initial contact. X and others then stole his laptop and fled. Now X pledged to drop all the charges, saying he didn't want one bad choice to define who X was. X paid for all of Tables' hospital bills and all that. So at this point, Ja became interested in the Kabbalion Master Key system, also the dark cult. His fascinating with the left-hand path blossomed. X wanted to master the art of vampirism and manipulation. He became enamored with the idea of being a living god or a deity. Okay? He wanted to be a god among men. He wanted to lead people away from the true God of Jesus Christ, obviously. Because he was demon possessed, that's where he was getting his powers from. Early on, X chose the left-hand path, the path of the dragon. When Jesse was a child, he discovered his uncle's dead body after the man had committed suicide. This is one of the many traumas young Jesse faced and painfully integrated wherever Jesse went. And we see Heket there, the goddess of witchcraft. As X was learning his craft, he read and learning and absorbing the information quicker than those around him. X was an empath, extremely sensitive to energy. He quickly learned that the seething energies of Lucifer, the great magical agent, which could be manipulated at will. So we see black magic and white magic. We see the initiation, right? So the first initiation is in the spiritual world, the point of spiritual birth. We see the first Masonic initiation into the physical planes, second Masonic initiation, third Masonic initiation. We see the Freemasonic symbolism all over this stuff because it's all a hidden religion. It's all the same religion, just with different names, right? Like the Kabbalion, it's all different, all the same thing, just with small differences and in language and stuff, because this was the type of thing that was practiced in Babylon and Babel, the Tower of Babel, before all the languages changed. Eliphaz Levi state the practice of either white or black magic depends upon the ability of the adept to control the universal life force, the great magical agent or astral light. By this manipulation of this fluidic essence, the phenomena of transcendentalism is produced. We see another one there. But to put it as bluntly as Manly Hall did, to control the great magical agent or seething energies of Lucifer, the initiate must learn to control and manipulate the proper application of the domino of the living G, the energy, it's like chi, it's energy. And only then is he learn the mystery of this craft. So we see all the occultic knowledge. The Egyptian god Amun-Ra, which was depicted with ram horns, is an area of a brain called the hippocampus. We see the golden beetle down there in the bottom. We see Baal. We see Aleister Crowley in the OTO symbols. In the top left corner, we see the Baphomet. All stuff that X was integrating into his not only his personal life but his music as well, to get others to follow him. And we see the symbol for the Baphomet is an upside down G. That is insane to me. That's very, very interesting. We see Heket down here, right? Heket, the goddess of magic. Even X's name is a hardly tried to spell. X equals 6 in Peruvian numerology, and the word temptation in his last name is Spanish word for temptation. Temptation, sorry. Therefore, XXXTENTACION is the temptation of the devil. Even 10, there is 10 Sephiroths in the Kabbalah. And so Sephiroths are going to be the golden beetle will be at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? Isis, Osiris, and Horus. We see Jase with this Team 666 hat on. This could be the temptation in the materialistic world, the demiurgic matrix. So, as Christians, on this channel, we don't agree with the idea of a demiurgic matrix. That's just false, okay? Satan, he has the ruler of this world right now. He is an evil god. He made up the idea of the demiurgic universe, the matrix universe, to lead people away from the true God in Jesus Christ, okay? So at this time, he met Bruno Dickham, who ran a model house and worked as male talent. He was a porn star. X nearly broke out at the time, moved in, and acted as his new manager. In 2017 interview, Marsha May said that they did satanic stuff at the house, and that Bruno was a creep and a Satanist who got deeply into Santeria, also known as hoodoo. Other Florida artists like Gunplay have been accused of practice Santeria. Mark Paslio explains it's much more accurate to perceive Satanists and ancient psychologists who hold and wield hidden occult information in ways which exploit those who remain ignorant of it. Makes sense, right? Like, they'd use this stuff on us all the time. So, we'll take a look at Satanism, the worship of ego, and dark cult's justification for evil. Self-preservation, this includes preservation of one's agenda and one's group above all. Moral relativism is the denial of the objective difference between right and wrong, allows psychopaths to falsely justify their violence and aggression. Social Darwinism, the concept of a social version of the survival of the fittest, leads to psychopaths to believe they're the most socially evolved people in society. They actually believe that their lack of compassion and their ruthlessness are evolutionarily superior traits. Eugenics, once they discover themselves superior, they have the right to decide who lives and dies. Satanism is an ancient occult religion comprised of diverse interconnected networks of worldwide adherents. At its ideological core, this religion postulates the knowledge of the human psyche and knowledge of the laws of the universe should be occulted, and not only by a few human beings. It is much more accurate to perceive Satanists and dark occultists in general as ancient psychologists who hold and wield hidden knowledge in ways that would, yeah, exactly like I read earlier. Police badges with all that stuff. We don't really talk about that down here. I don't want to get flagged. So we see all of them have pretty much the same type of symbol there. The Masonic structure is just a massive pyramid. Then we go down, we see the Canaanites. It goes down through all sorts of each different society throughout history. It's just different secret societies that run them, right? So what Bruno does is trauma, animal, blood, semen, virgins, and more are used as offerings by Bruno. This May claims Bruno sacrificed the souls of his female talent without their knowledge. Okay. He continues to say he sacrifices girls when he fucks them on the top of his bed. He sacrifices girls when he fucks them. Sorry, I didn't mean to swear. I was just reading. It just kind of came out. He was the gates of hell pentagram drawn underneath his bed. He sacrifices girls on top of the bed, right? Yeah, man, that was actually my bad. I didn't mean to cuss there. That was just me reading, reading out loud. Got a little carried away. Usually I stay away from that, but can't help it sometimes. In an infamous Ski Mask Slump God video, 2 people can be heard having sex in the background. One of those people was Bruno. Right. So hold on. So Bruno said to this woman. So this is Astaroth. This is one of the demons, right? Originally worshipped in Sidon by the Philistines, and his spirit can tell the past and the future and knows the secret of things. So the industry actually hires me for all their abuse sites and pays me to beat like you. They don't care to listen to you. So he just doesn't care. An infamous Ski Mask Slump God freestyle, 2 people can be heard having sex in the background. One of those people was Bruno. This is Bruno Dickham's here. So he said he started all those rappers, but he cut them off when they tried to touch him sexually, blah, blah, blah. Just family hates you because you got them killed. Yes, all your conspiracies are right, bro. Please stay trying to figure it out. You're on the right path. It's probably going to make you a lot of money. If not, it will. I think he's mocking this guy. He's lying to this guy, man. He's like, yep, you're on the right path. You're never going to figure it out, though. Josh himself out. It's common sense. Assisted suicides is a common thing. The pieces of the puzzle are all in front of you. So X most likely put a hit on himself, but I think that he had a lot of pressure from Bruno to do it. That's what I get. X was in jail when I died. I never met him, but I've been around everyone. Bruno's house is where the demons are? Bruno's house is where the demons are. So, XXXTENTACION. He said, this girl gave me your head, come and get it. This could be like hinting at like, hey man, you're gonna die soon. This was the day before he died and he texted this. Right? secret societies. They both knew he was probably going to die the following day. Right? So, hey, this girl gave me your head, man. I'm going to take your head in real life too because of the ritual we did. You know, what you owe me. You owe me your life. You owe me the energy. Right? Makes sense. Ski Mask basically confirmed that he was supposed to be a sacrifice. It seemed like X was trying to lure Ski Mask back into his orbit. It seems like X made a deal with the Baphomet and a human sacrifice was needed. Yes, it was. Because he already got Jocelyn Flores, the young woman. And this was just round 2 of the sacrifices. Right? So we see them. Person who has threatened my family before told me I was supposed to be sacrificed on some crazy stuff. No, I didn't just separate myself for no reason. Like, yeah, if my friend was like, hey, let's think about this. You're a rapper, you and your buddies do rituals together, and then you're like, yeah, man, good friends, we're just members only. And then, X is like, man, I'm gonna have to sacrifice you now. Like, dude, X was going through some stuff. I could see X behind closed doors, man, doing some creepy stuff. Okay. Like, if you look in his eyes, like, that guy, in his interviews, he was, like, all nice and happy, but you could see that there is some wild stuff going on behind closed doors. Like, I wonder what it was like at X's house around 3 a.m., you know what I mean? X was torn, but on a mission, the devil possessed. He thought it could be Ski Mask, but Ski Mask saw it coming. It couldn't be his mother. Clearly loved her too much. X kills himself. Dun dun dun. Just like I thought. And I made a theory on this before. That X could have killed himself. To make it seem like he was supposed to commit suicide, to be honest. So you threw this up. It's just a bunch of crap. Don't want to read it. Don't care to read it. It's just a spell, man. They're like, yep, Bruno and I did a ritual in this song. They're just mocking Jesus at that point. In the song, I spoke to the devil in Miami, told me everything would be fine. It would be see Bruno, and maybe Teflon Sean was the person who brought X to the crossroads to meet the Baphomet. Well, you know what? Teflon Sean definitely is a high initiate. Okay, so Teflon Sean could have easily helped with the rituals. He could have easily been the actual true player in this cult because there's so much less on him than everyone else. It seems like he did that by design. And Teflon Sean also has a lot of stuff about him in Freemasonry. So the end of the Golden Beetle. We'll see if there's a part 1. Or part 2, sorry. Alright, so there's a part 2. We're just going to go through it. Boom, dum, 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 dum. Therefore, XXXTENTACION is the unknown temptation. Jah understood the unknown temptation. X knows the words are magic. X also understood the natural law. In order to receive something worldly riches, something must be sacrificed in return. Life. Yes, you must sacrifice something equal to what you want. So if you want the world, you want millions of dollars, someone's worth that. Go down the rabbit hole again. X's occult arc can be seen as a villain arc if you like. X was seen while living with a male porn star, a self-proclaimed occultist in Baphomet, Bruno Dickham. There was another hanger-on named Teflon Sean. I found this guy, man. When I first started making my videos, I hadn't seen anything else about this guy. I figured this out somehow. It was actually from the lyrics in XXXTentacion. All right. So remember the infamous ski mask, where you can literally see 2 people having sex. The male talent was Bruno. The second person to shout was male was Teflon Sean. Oh, hold up. Shot by Teflon Sean. Okay. Remembers the infamous ski mask where blah blah blah. It left and debated whether it was Bruno or Sean who brought Jesse to the crossroads, where he made his Faustian bargain. Worldly riches for his soul. Anima Vesta on SoundCloud, a helping hand, says there's no simpler way. Holy shout out to Teflon Sean. We see a screen cap, Teflon Sean with the blood on the doors. X was 17 during this time. Why would he allow a 17-year-old to be cutting himself and putting blood on the doors unless it was ritualistic? Alrighty. disgusting. He hates Jesus, man. And Heket. Obviously, this man, Teflon Sean, is deeply into the craft, seems to be a Mason, heavily into LHP path working, specifically working with Heket and other demonic entities. It was here that Jesse learned about the Golden Beetle, right? Heket, the goddess of magic. To conceive of God, the Kabbalah imagined him to be the most occult-liked. And we see all of his Instagram here. There will be one child born with free will. His child will lead us to the next Aeon X. Elon Musk and his girlfriend Grimes have a baby that are basically named the same thing. Crazy. So we see all this just disgusting stuff about Teflon Sean. Jesse went from living at Bruno Model's house to where porn stars literally getting their life force extracted from them on a daily basis under an altar, underneath the bed, whatever entities Bruno was working with was offering the life force of these unsuspecting young women. It is well known in the porn/Hollywood industry for tapes to be masked with frequency manipulation and all sorts of energy extraction sigils in the plain view of the watcher, even if the viewer's life force is getting depleted by viewing it. So we see sigil, XXX Bruno Dickham's. We see these symbols have been heavily charged in the intent to drain as much life force as possible, feeds both the practitioner and the entity, which was made by a blood pact. Right? So remember how I said in my last video about X, how when X died, the energy from the demon also died as well? It's because there was no agreement with the other members of members only or anybody else. It was only with X. They want blood, right? The demons, they will want blood. So artificial creations of spirit. Tulpa is basically a poltergeist. They throw out negative energy everywhere. So yeah, that's just basically, if you guys have trouble reading that, I'm not going to read it out loud, just read it, just pause it at that point. X, an relatively unknown SoundCloud artist with a cult following, went from this occultic environment, supposedly just performing the most successful ritual of his life to trade his soul for all the world has to offer, but the dues needed to be paid. The natural law followed. So he had to kill himself at that point or give up his life. First, X needed to be humbled, humiliated, incarcerated. The Geneva incidents, X was a demon possessed at this point. At times, even Geneva would pretend to be benignly possessed. What happened to Geneva was not okay, and a little black eye on his career. Yeah, no. You should. That's disgusting. That's just horrible. X is recorded asking Geneva to drop all the charges. He can also be heard in a phone call asking for precise, step-by-step instructions to summon Heket, the goddess of crossroads and witchcraft. Right? I was the one who put that on there on the internet first. Say it every time. X is a bona fide superstar. The first thing he did on his jail comeback tour was strategically take shots at Drake for stealing his flow. At this point, Drake was untouchable, but Jesse literally thought he was God incarnated. In the song's Damon shows Enfe strongly questions the traditional idea of God, goes as far as discussing the revenge fantasy against Jesus and God for allowing the atrocities in the world and expressing skepticism of God. Specifically, details in seeking revenge upon God for allowing his uncle's suicide, witnessing someone's tongue cut out, someone being raped, someone attempting to kill his mother. At this point, Jesse was stridely tied to the idea of LHP and the eventual idea of reincarnation. Right? So we see a master Mason, see him completing his labors, becomes a worker of the higher plane, then which is the ordinary builders were permitted to work. The master mason becomes a capstone of the universal temple. Let's see more. The pelican, the alchemical vessel in which takes place in the circle, comparable to the accumulation of the problem from different points of view in different stages of life. Jesse considered the downward part of Jesse's villain arc. Oh, this can be the downward part of it, but of course not with some trauma and shocking surprise. It was surprised that was promised in the pentagram at Bruno's house of lust and sex could not be forgotten. Shortly after being released from jail, 19-year-old Jesse became infatuated with 16-year-old Jocelyn Amparo Flores, who came to South Florida to visit XXXTENTACION. He messaged her on May 1st, 2017. May 1st is known to the pagans as Beltane, the Sabbat of the witches. In Bavaria, the feast day Beltane is also called, I can't say that, which literally means witches' night. This is the heart of the occult, the season of sacrifice. There's nothing pleasant about Jocelyn's dream meeting with Jose. Like, yeah, that's what I thought too, because it was released just before he was just released just after that woman died, right? Like, that's just insane to me. X decided to kick her and a friend out after accusing them of stealing thousands of dollars. Flores was found dead. You can make your own conclusions, but X chose to use her suicide note as the cover of the Jocelyn Flores single. Like, wow, that is crazy, man. That's like a spell book. Here, let's see. Let's read it. I do the same thing every day. Every day feels like Sunday. I cannot breathe. My mind is sick. I am not satisfied with anything. I do not care about progressing in my life. Throughout my life, I cared about other people who did not care about me, and no one else cares anyway. Life is just a waste of time. Even though my family says they care, deep down they do not. Friends will come and go. You do not. You know my effing life is a joke, and I've lost in life, blah, blah, blah. It's just a bunch of crazy stuff. Losing friends was the best thing that ever happened to me. Because I expect so much. Expect too much. Might as well say F 'em and F it. I'll die alone. Ha ha ha. I'm such a effing pussy. Depressed, hopeless, and well, at least you know who I am. Like, I don't think that she actually did that. Remember, at this time, like other ski masks, once X's best friend began to separate himself from X, saying that he was trying to sacrifice him, X quoted many times saying that he was not going to make it past 21. Right before his death, he tweeted, "If anything happens to me, it's champagne poppy. I'm snitching." Was this a misdirection? 1 month after X's death, Teflon Sean posted a photo of the Baphomet, of X in front of the Baphomet. And in the third picture, Teflon Sean throws up a hidden hand. What? Oh, this guy thinks that guy's Teflon Sean. That's, I am a gun, don't need a gun to get respect upon the street. Is it Stephen Curry? No, not Stephen Curry. Hold on, I'm gonna find that guy's name. Not Stephen Curry, Denzel Curry. So Denzel Curry, flashing up the hidden hand. Fair enough, man. We can see all these rappers are in what they're called influences. But what if it goes deeper? Did X plan his own assassination? Trust me, remember what Aaron Hernandez said about after his suicide? Boom. I started all the rappers. Lost in a pessimistic state of perception, it's been hard to participate in natural instincts, and due to my history, I don't know what's next for me, but I keep my composure and F over anyone next to me. Keep going. Got killed. Yep. So we could have easily killed himself. All right, so everyone, I would like you to please go and hit up this guy. Just look at him, you know. He's not a Christian, so if you're a Christian and you're watching my channel, stay away from his occultic practices. This guy's an alchemist. He's in touch with demonic entities. But sometimes, in order to get good information about XXXTENTACION or people in the occult, you have to research this stuff, okay? But you have to keep in the back of your mind that we have one Savior, we have one Lord, we have one God, we have one true God, okay? And that is the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, who just fills our vessel. He makes it so we can't get possessed by these demons. So if you don't have the Holy Spirit, I suggest you start reading the Bible and find yourself a church, or just start reading it yourself. Ask God to come into your life, okay? Ask God to come into your life. So again, gonna thank you guys so much for watching. And yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this thread. It was kind of a little bit of new information, some stuff we've seen before, but XXXTentacion is always someone we like to look at on this channel, isn't it? All right, have a good one, you guys, and I think you'll probably see a couple of videos from me tomorrow. I'm not really feeling it today, not really feeling like talking too much. So I think that I'm gonna upload a video on Star Wars tomorrow, and I'm going to figure it out. Like maybe I'll put a post out or something, and you guys can suggest it. All right, God bless you guys, and see you for the next one.